What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another Tales related video. Today, it's going to be a bit of a discussion because there's a lot of stuff going on with coronavirus right now, and I'm not going to talk about the coronavirus itself. I'm just going to be talking about how that could possibly affect Tales of Crestoria and Tales of Arise, because I've had a lot of people ask me to kind of talk about this, just what I think. Are they going to get delayed even longer? Well, in Crestoria's case, it would be delayed even longer. Arise, there's been absolutely nothing talked about, but we're going to talk about that right here. I want to give a shout out to Tails Antenna. They are a Japanese account that always does like news posts whenever something comes out, whether it's for the mobile games or for the console games. So definitely give them a follow if you are not following them. But we're going to go ahead and open this article, and we're going to go over everything that's kind of going on, because summary of coronavirus with Tales of series, and then we're going to talk about what's kind of been going on with both of these titles right here to talk about. So, due to the spread of coronavirus infection, various events and live performances have been discounted and postponed one after another, but the Tales of series have also had some effects. Also want to give a shout out to my friend who gave me the idea to make this video. You know who you are. You are awesome. So therefore, we have summarized the effects on the new coronavirus of the Tales of series. So there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to skip a lot of the stuff that doesn't directly have to do with a Western fan base. So like stuff with like, you know, Tales Cafe, Tales Premium Store, stuff like that. I'm going to be skipping over, and I'm just going to be talking here about the actual games and stuff. Let's start with the Tales orchestral concert. Where is that? Okay, so due to the spread of coronavirus, the general ticket scheduled for March 20th has been postponed for the time being. So they are going to be postponing the Tales of Orchestra. The only reason I'm kind of covering this is because it's kind of relevant, because as you can see, it does have Crestoria and Arise added on there. It's obviously, this is a big year to kind of have this happen overall, because it's the 25th anniversary of the Tales series, and it's like, you really think about it, it's like, wow, there's really not much they can do here. And as for Tales of Festival, June 13th it is scheduled to be held. There is a possibility that it could be canceled, but as of right now, there is nothing to be said. The only thing that they're saying is there's a separate guidance. So basically, if you do decide to cancel, it seems like there is going to be a full ticket refund. Obviously, this doesn't really matter much to people in the West, because you can't go to Tales Festival. Unfortunately, we don't have a Western version, which would be totally cool if they did that eventually. Because, like, with Final Fantasy Fan Fest, they have one out here, so if they ever did do Tales of Festival out in the West, I think that would be dope. I would definitely go. Okay, so let's talk about Tales of the Rays. So, Tales of the Rays 3rd Anniversary Cafe. This is also stuff that's not really that important to us. So, it will... Okay, so it has been canceled, because this was supposed to be open from March 10th till April 12th, which, that's today. So that's when that was going to be. This is all 3rd anniversary stuff that doesn't really matter too much, but here's what we do want to talk about. Tales of the Rays Operation. I mentioned this in a previous video, but since I'm making this exclusive to deal with the coronavirus and how it's affecting the games, it was stated in a Tales of the Rays little notification thing in-game that there is possibilities, and they want fans to be ready for the case of stuff being delayed. As of right now, you know, it's like a day away, a day and like some change for the Tales of Destiny Easter event. There's been no notice that that's going to be delayed, so that should be coming out a little over a day from now. But as for the Richter chapter, which should come out on the 25th, and then like on the 30th for the Tales of Berseria event, those could get delayed depending on how, because people are having to work from home. That's pretty much what it's coming down to for Tales of the Rays. So it's a longer process to work on the game and then send what you have to, you know, whoever puts the stuff in the game. So it does take a little bit longer to kind of deal with that. So if there is delays, that is why. Every gacha game is going to be having similar issues. You know, people are having to work from home, so if there's drier periods than you're used to, that is why. They talk about the weekly Tales Room, which is a new thing they've been doing, live streams. It looks like they did one yesterday, but it seems like moving forward, it's going to be suspended for the time being until coronavirus is dealt with. So, yeah, they'll make a post on Twitter when they're going to continue that if you've been watching that. So, here's what we're going to talk about here. Tales of Arise, Tales of Crestoria. Tales of Arise is supposed to come out in 2020. That is this year. There are only 7.5 months left in 2020. And I want to say right here, let's go over here. We had our initial reveal at E3 last year. That was almost a year ago. That was our first reveal trailer. And then we got another trailer which barely showed any new information in September of last year. Since then, and that was at, I think that was at Tokyo Game Show. Those are our 2 trailers we've gotten. We have not gotten a single drop of information about the game since September. So, even before this whole coronavirus scare, I was already expecting this game to not come out in 2020 because it's like, what's going on? Why is there no information being shown? Well, what's going on? And then the other thing that was kind of worrisome is, Tales of Crestoria got postponed. It was originally supposed to come out by the end of 2019, and then at the end of 2019, they were like, oh, we're going to shoot for mid-2020. Now, of course, there are different divisions that work on games like Tales of Crestoria and Tales of Arise. They're not the same group of people, but if Bandai is having such trouble working on the mobile game, then there is a chance that Tales of Arise could also be having issues. I think the lack of consistent when it comes to Tales, consistent information is always far and few between when it comes to Tales. But this is way worse than even Crestoria. We've gotten 2 trailers, and that's literally all we've gotten. We know 2 characters, and we have 1 unknown character that we saw at the end of the second trailer. And that's literally all we know. We know bare bones about the story. Literally what's here on the Wikipedia is literally all we know. We know it's a 2-planet story. We know it's going to be coming out on PS4 and Xbox One and for PC. And it follows 2 people from opposing worlds. And they're trying to find a way to change, essentially, the fate of those 2 worlds. That's literally all we know about this game. I guess you could say we do know the voice actors for Alphen and Gion, but other than that, well, Japanese ones anyway, we have no idea about the dub yet. That's literally all we know for the game, so I would say that unless the game is planning to come out in like November or December and there's going to be like a huge influx of information in the next like month or so, I don't see how this game comes out this year. So I think there is a very high chance that Tales of Arise gets postponed. As for Crestoria, I don't know what they plan to do, because obviously okay, so like right here, this was the notice they put out back in December about how, there were a lot of issues that they were working through. They want to make sure the game is as good as it can be, which I totally am fine with. I'm fine with a game coming out later as long as it works right, rather than a game coming out sooner and we have to deal with a bunch of bugs for 6 months that they have to work to fix over time. And another thing that they have shown, let me see if we can actually see the differences here. I doubt we're going to be able to, but they've already made UI updates just in the different trailers they've shown us for like the main menus and stuff. Looks like it's wanting to have trouble loading and stuff like that. So like these menus, right? Let's see if they have the different, no, it looks like they have the most updated menus here for the... Or, no, I think these are the older menus that they still have on the website. But all it has is coming soon for release date. I'm still, if coronavirus is dealt with and we've moved on from this, I would say that Crestoria could still come out by Tales Fest, which would be like the second week of June. Because as you remember, it said, what was it, June 12th or 13th, 13th, 14th? What was it? Let's actually scroll back up. Yeah. So the 13th and 14th. So Saturday and Sunday, pretty much the second week of June, is when Tales Fest is supposed to happen, which that would be a good point. They could do an they're probably not going to be holding it if the stuff is still going on, but they might do like a live stream, and what they could do is, when they have their Crestoria panel, they could literally say on the live stream, okay, the game is now live, and then that can be when everyone is able to download it. The only thing is it's still not in the app stores for pre-registration. Like, pre-registration's already happened through email and stuff. We've already hit all the goals. We know what we're going to be getting. But I would say if they plan to do that, so when May 1st happens and they do their live stream, that will be when it has to, if they plan to release by Tales Fest. That has to be when they, you know, put everything up in the app stores. People can pre-register, so it'll give them a notification when the game is ready to download. So that'd be May 1st. And then a little over a month from then is when the game can come out. But as of right now, I would say there is a chance that it could definitely get postponed as well, even longer. But, you know, overall, the health of the people working on these games is what's most important. We can wait for these games. You know, they're going to come out eventually. But it is very important that the people who work on these are making sure that their health comes first, and they work on these games second. Yeah, it even says here various jobs have been switched to work at home. It might affect development. As of right now, there's been no kind of word as to either of these being delayed even further, but I think in terms of Crestoria, when May 1st comes around, if they still have the live stream with everything going on, it will give us more of an idea as to what's going on with that. As for Arise, I don't really know what to say. You know, maybe Bandai will have some kind of game, you know, reveal conference stream in June if the stuff is still going on. But I don't know. It looks like Tales of Anime series. This is for Japanese watchers, because obviously most of this stuff, the only thing you can really watch, I think Abyss and Zascaria might be on the Funimation app. But other than that, I'm pretty sure these other four, definitely Symphonia, because it never got localized officially. I'm not sure about Fantasia or Eternia Animation. And that's pretty much everything when it comes to this stuff. But overall, I do hope that Crestoria is going to be ready, you know, by June, you know, midway through June at the latest, so we can start making content on that. But at the same time, with everything going on, we don't know how long the coronavirus is going to go on for. Lots of video games, movies, conventions, everything's getting either canceled or postponed. So it's really hard to say what's going to really be happening moving forward. But I'm hoping overall that, you know, everything gets dealt with in a more timely fashion, and that we can, you know, essentially move on from this and go back to things being how they used to be with, you know, normal content and normal kind of stuff. Hopefully, just overall, hopefully we get some more information about Tales of... I mean, Crestoria, we're getting, you know, tweets here and there. Let's actually go... I think they tweeted... Yeah, on April 10th, we got a character model showing. So pretty much once a week, they're doing each character. Well, they did Mizella and Kanata together on April 3rd. And then 2 days ago, they showed Vicious. So each week, it seems like they're going through each character, which... So that's 3 more characters, so 3 more weeks. Yeah, that pretty much lines it up with the live stream, so we will get some new information there. But, oh yeah, and then on April 26th, so that's in literally 2 weeks from today, we also have the, we're gonna hear the theme song and get a latest promotional video for the game, so maybe there'll be some new information with that. But, so yeah, April 26th with that, and then May 1st for the stream, assuming everything goes according to plan. But, let me know what you guys think down below. Very curious to know what everyone thinks. When do you think these games are going to come out? Do you think Tales of Arise is going to get postponed due to the lack of information? Definitely let me know down below. And as for Crestoria, you know, obviously Crestoria is more ideally coming out before Arise will, just due to the flow of information. Because with Arise, we need to know the rest of the characters for one, the rest of the voice actors, the dub voice actors, the opening song, the opening animation, All that stuff has to come out before the game even comes out. And then probably 1 or 2 more trailers showing off, you know, information about the world and the characters we're going to be seeing before the game can even realistically be ready to come out. Because you can't just not... If they literally just... They wouldn't release the game with the information we have now. I honestly would be fine with it if they did, because that leaves more to be surprised with the game. You know, I don't even know what the other supporting characters are going to be, but they won't do that because, you know, with JRPGs, they like to hype you up by showing you the characters that you're going to be working with in these stories. So we will know the full cast of characters before it comes. Even with, like, Berseria, we knew all 6 characters. It was on their homepage and everything, and then when you played the demo, you knew what the characters were. I think the only character you didn't know was going to be a party member was Eleanor, but then once they put her on oh, it's spoiler, I guess, but the game's been out for 5 years now, so oops. Well, almost 5 years. But, yeah, I think she was the only character that we didn't know initially, you know, when the first trailers came out that was going to be a party member, but I think a lot of people could have put that together. That's going to be it, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.